I done came up with it a little bit self-centered, but did I kill the queen? The Alexander McQueen got the wrists on glow, the bottles on bow, got the shibby, shibby, yeah, shibby, yeah, shibby, yeah. Okay, I'm done. Hi guys, it's me, Van. Welcome to my channel, Absolute Fun. Today we are doing another I don't know, another sit down, another can we talk kind of video, and I'm so well, I'm not excited, but
Walk away.
I am going through. I'm going through it again. I never stopped going through it, but okay. Let me stop. Let me calm down. I never really stopped going through it. I'm still going through it, but it's just like right now, it's so much so to the point where it's like I really don't know what's gonna happen in my future. So I can't remember what video. I think it was the last Degrassi video that I did, and I let y'all know that I graduated, and I graduated out of OC, and yes, I got a degree in art, and I am very excited. I've been thinking about what I want to do with my degree, and I'm thinking about maybe becoming a substitute in an art class. I would prefer high school. I don't know why. Either high school or college, either way. Like either OC or Kermit High School. Which Kermit High School is where I graduated from. But with all that being said, I just wanted to talk more about me as a person, and really be open about who I am, how I operate, and how I function as a human being, because I do sometimes feel like a robot. I do feel like my body functions like a robot. I tend to be more of what other people want me to be versus me being myself. I wouldn't say that it's like that today, because today I would definitely say it's a lot different. I'm definitely not the type of person to really put on this performance of who I am. But when I was younger, definitely I was the person who had to put on the extremely stereotypical ghetto, hood rat, the like that. I definitely was putting on a show for a lot of people when it came to that, because a lot of people seem to like that versus the real me, which is very quiet, very to myself. Don't talk to me. And if I want to talk to you, then we can have a conversation and we can have fun. It's very rare for me to get out of that shell of like I don't want to be around people when I'm trying to make new friends, and it has been. And it's weird, I'm gonna say this, it's actually been more of a blessing than a curse, because I tend to learn more about who I would want in my space and who I wouldn't want in my space. And I don't know what it is about me that attracts the wrong people that I would not want in my circle, but it's hard for me to deal with that. And well, actually it's not that hard for me to deal with it, and I'll get to that later. But before, it was difficult for me to do that. I felt like I had to be friends with anyone that was willing to be around me. I felt like I had to just let anybody in, regardless of who they were, regardless of what they believed in, what they stood for, and it really was not good for my mental. And I don't know what it is. I like kind of saying my mental. I don't. Okay, whatever. It really wasn't good for my mental in many ways, because that's part of what would make me what would make me act like something that I wasn't, just to get people to stay around. It was not good at all, and I do not encourage people to do that. Please find your own identity, even though I totally understand. It's to be honest, I don't even know what my real identity is. I'm probably putting up a whole show for y'all right now, even while I'm talking to a microphone. Like, there's no camera on me or anything like that. I feel comfortable doing these type of videos with just my microphone. But who knows? Maybe I do we really know who we are? Like for real. Like I feel like some people just want to say, yes, this is me. This is real sentiment. But it's like how do you really know? How do you really know that that is you? You could be an imposter to your damn self. Like it got to the point where I was acting like somebody else to the point where I believed that that's who I really was, and then it would go down like I would see how this person would act, and I would act like that, and it would just get people to like me or get people to laugh at me or whatever, and it was very very sad, in my younger age, and now I feel like first of all I don't know if I ever said this before, when COVID started, but I've always been in self quarantine. So yeah, quarantine has always been my middle name since I graduated and moved here. I've been here for like 5 years, and I've never had a problem not being around people I didn't want to be around, even though it would keep me from being around the people that I needed to make time for, but I was being something different just to get people to like me, and that was never okay. Once I realized that, I knew how wrong it was, and I knew that that needed to stop and something had to like change. So thankfully, being here, not because this place is like amazing or anything, but like just being in a whole different house by myself most of the time, I realized that more and more that I was just being something that I wasn't. And so I've been trying to find like the real me. So far, I still don't like it, but it is what it is. So let's talk about what I've realized about the real me. Number one, I have this thing where I would say that I love hanging out with people, I love making friends, and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't want friends, and I hate. I don't know what it is about that, but like I told a friend of mine this, and it was so weird like telling him, but at the same time it was like I think he kind of got what I was saying. I don't know what it is because I'm calling him my friend, but yeah, it chat anyway, so as much as I want to make more friends in life, sometimes I feel like having less friends is better than having too many friends. And I feel like as far as those that I graduated with, I went to school with, and we still cool, we can still kick in and all that other stuff, this does not mean them. I want to make that very clear. This does not mean them in any way, shape, or form. I'm talking about after, when I like moved out of town, I was just like, well, I don't have any friends here, and I'd love to make friends. But at the same time, I don't really know about all that. So it was kind of like, I really didn't know. I don't know if it was because I can feel a lot of people's energy, and I was just kind of like, like I don't know about this, I don't know about that, because anytime I would make friends here, I'd soon regret it. And then other friends that I would make here, like it wasn't that I didn't want to be their friends anymore. It was just like I just shut down. Like I didn't feel like being social. But yet sometimes they would take it as that, and it's like that's not really what it is. It's just like I, because like this is my thing. I think we need to normalize the fact that we can be friends without always having to talk to each other. Maybe some people need to talk to their friends every single day and have like a kiki with them and stuff like that, and that's fine. But not everybody is functioned like that. Maybe high school me, yeah, I would have definitely been that person. But graduate college, and now graduated out of college me, I've no, don't call me. I said this in my last video. I was like, don't call me. I don't like people calling me. It raises my anxiety. Because I feel I'm going to have to fake, wanting to be in a conversation with anybody. Nobody in particular, but just like anybody. And I don't know what it is. It's because, well, I do know what it is. It's because I'm not that social. And you know, in a text. Yeah, I'm more of a text person. So like we can talk, we can, you know, text, but then you would have people who are like super fast with texting, even though technically I am super fast with texting. But then people will get in their feelings if I don't respond to them in like 8.5 seconds, and it's just like, no. If I so much as feel like you're rushing me to respond to you, then my anxiety goes back up, and I'm done talking to you. So it's kind of like, but it's like we're still cool. Like there's no beef. We're so cool. It's just like I don't like being rushed or forced in a conversation, whether it's the other person forcing me into it or it's me trying to force myself into it. I don't like it when I force myself into it, but that don't give you the right to do it either. You know? And I get it that people are more talkative than others, but the fact that I'm more talkative with this microphone in my face and not a camera in my face or a person in my face, I'm
Hold up, wait a minute.
so it's hard. It's okay. It's hard. It's hard for me to make more friends. I don't want to feel suffocated, and I don't want to feel like I forced a friendship that I probably didn't even want in the first place. So that's why I'm just like, I'm okay with just having like friends here and there. It's okay. I don't need to be friends with just anybody who is nice with to me. Like I could be nice to you back and we don't have to be friends. And I also told them, you know, I was just like, well, you know, to quote an iconic video that's very iconic. I don't need friends. They disappoint me. And that's my thing. I'm always thinking like, oh my god, we're gonna be besties. We're gonna be like living it all the way the hell up, and it's gonna be totally fun. And then the next thing you know, there's some bullshit. You know. So I'm done giving my hopes up for like the bestie kind of friendships and stuff like that. I'm not 100% opposed to making friends, but at the same time, it's just like I don't need a whole bunch of friends. So it's just like, you know, if we kick it, we kick it. It is what it is. But I still have anxiety and I still have fear of people just wanting too much of my presence. And especially when I don't want to go out the house, like, don't invite me anywhere. Seriously, don't invite me anywhere. If I feel like walking out the door and going somewhere, I will do it, but like on my own time. Like, it is what it is. So, yeah, that's one of the things. You know, it's hard for me to make more friends because I really don't want to, low key. But that's not saying I'm not saying that to just anybody. I'm saying like I have um a a good description. Like, okay, my thing is if you can't respect the way that I function when it comes to me being social, then why are you around? Block me. Let me go. Leave it alone. Cause we ain't dragging this all day and night. So that's pretty much where I am on making friends and stuff like that. So being that my hot vac summer has started, and I'm starting to like go out a little bit more. Not really. It's like probably the second time that I went out since I graduated. I was like in a small group gathering, and I did something that I used to do a lot before, which would be that even if it was like a big packed place full of people or just me and the group of people that I intended on seeing in the first place, and that's it, I have this tendency to like walk out and be super duper sad. And it happened, and I don't know. Well, actually, I do know, but I, I really, it really messed me up that night. It really, oh, did I just fuck up the microphone? It really messed me up that night because I really did not intend it on doing that. I wasn't even telling myself like, bitch, if you do that, just go home, just leave. Like, come on now, like you don't need to be doing that and then trying to go back and act like you all happy to be back there. And then guess what I did? I did exactly that. I went back and I acted like I still wanted to be there because in okay in in general, yes, I wanted to be there, but when I walked out, it was like I knew that I should have just left. I just didn't want to make it a dramatic thing. I didn't want to make it drama. I didn't want to make it to where like I would look like the bad person in the situation, even though nobody did anything to me. Because that's the thing, no one has to do anything. You don't have to piss me off. You don't have to act well. Okay, you don't have to do anything to me or say anything to me. It just happens. I just tend to get sad and then I walk out and like I went to my car. I was drinking my VA juice because I already had like a drink before I was gonna leave. So I had my VA in the car and I was drinking that thing, contemplating, should I go? Should I stay or should I go? Then I was getting text messages from one of the people that I was with at the time that night, and I was just like, oh, I was like lying as I was responding. I was just like, yeah, I'm okay, you know. I just needed some fresh air or blah blah blah, all that bullshit, and I was just like, oh wait, and I was just like, bruh. Every time I responded with a text, it was just like, bruh, that was a dumb ass response. That was a lie. You are lying to yourself and them now. So it's just like, so what's wrong with you? And then I went back. And then it was kind of okay later on, but then I was just like, okay, I'm ready to go. And the drive way back was so sad and depressing. Let me tell you. It was really sad, but it was just like, I do that all the time. I'm in a group setting and then I walk off. I'm sad and I'm thinking, should I just go home? Should I just leave? Should I just, I don't know. I was so like effed up about the whole situation because no one really did or said anything to me. I was annoyed with I was annoyed, but it wasn't like annoyance of like, okay, either I'm gonna argue with this person or we gonna throw him up. But like, no, it wasn't even that. It was just like I was like a little bit annoyed with like my surroundings because something made me a little bit uncomfortable, but it wasn't that big of a deal, or at least it shouldn't have been that big of a deal. So I just walked off. And I was thinking I'll just drive off. But I didn't want to be like a big, I didn't want to be, be thought of like that, or make anybody else feel bad that I was feeling some type of way to where I had to leave. And I forced myself to make it seem like, oh no, everything is okay. And then like I still had like an even worse attitude when I came back in there. I was just so stale. And I hate being that way around people who did not do anything to me, because I'm forcing myself to stay in a situation that I didn't want to be in the first place. No, like I wanted to be there, in the first place, but like I didn't want to be there anymore the minute that I walked off. And because it's like I don't regret going back in, but it's just like at the same time in the back of my head, it's like, yeah, but you still could have just left. You still could have just left, and it probably would have been. You never know. Things could have gotten better after you left, because now knowing what happened once I came back and stayed, it was like, okay, I probably could have just gone. I don't know, because then it's just like, it's so stupid because it starts making me think, okay, I'm gonna make everybody feel bad, but would people really care if I left? I don't. Because, like, that's one thing in the back of my mind. I'm just like, okay, they really wouldn't care if I left. They would be okay with it. And because, like, I would start thinking of myself as, like, the invincible one. Like, I'll just disappear. They wouldn't notice. That's how, like, my brain would function. And it's like, that moment has not happened to me in such a long time, and I can't really like think about when that last happened to me, because sometimes I do just walk out. Like I went to, let's say I went to, I was gonna say like at a Halloween party at OC, but it wasn't that kind of walk out. I didn't really walk out because I was like sad or anything. It was just boring. I guess it's high school. Like I haven't done that since high school, and that like really messes me up. But it's like it's because I haven't been in a group setting like that in such a long time. It was like it was kind of bringing me right back to it, and I really was hoping that it would change. But at the same time, I was just getting annoyed, and you know, could I say that it was some of the people? Yes, I could. We're gonna keep it real on this channel. We're gonna keep it all the way real. It was some of the people that did drive me to feel like, okay, I cannot be around y'all. It's no hate, it's no dislike, it's no nothing. It's just that it's something, and I just need my space. And a part of me does still feel bad for walking out, but another part of me doesn't, because I can actually because see, I feel like if I say too if I say too much, I'm sorry. You know, I was talking to the person who did text me after I left. Like when I left, when it was actually time for me to go, I kind of broke it down as to why I left, and then that person understood. I'll just say that. And I felt like that was at least better than any other time, because at least I was able to just say it once I really like gathered my thoughts and said, okay, so what was it that was making me uncomfortable? So then I said it. And yeah. So unfortunately, I was a sad girl at the club, and hopefully that gets better at some point. I never even been to a club, to be honest with you, so when I actually start going, I feel like that's gonna be worse. I don't know why. I just feel like that's gonna be worse, but I want to try it. I want to have my first experience, because again, we have a hot vac summer, so you know, hopefully that experience doesn't go to hell. But I want to try. I really want to try going to a club. But yeah, that's me. Like sometimes I just be the one to walk out with all my emotions. And yeah, so I don't even know if that was like I probably should have wrote what I was going to talk about down, so that way I wouldn't be so, I wouldn't keep losing my place in what I was saying before I changed the subject to something else. But yeah, that was pretty much the video. Hopefully some of y'all can relate to this. I don't know, but that's me. I have social anxiety. Sometimes I don't know who I am, and I tend to be the sad girl in the club. So yeah, so give this video a like, put your comments down below and let me know what you think, and if you're the same way. And follow me on all my social media platforms. Follow me on Instagram, follow my Twitter, follow me on TikTok, add me on Snapchat, and possibly add me on PlayStation if you got Dead by Daylight, because I really need to play with more people on Dead by Daylight. And I have a Patreon, but I need to make more content for that. So anywho, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, please. Go share this channel with the other people. Share this with your friends or whatever that might be having the same issues like I got, because you know I got issues. And I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you for listening. Bye.
We have, I guess that's all we have. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, just comment them below.